Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you could play and sing through We Wish You a Merry Christmas. And we're going to start off on a G major chord and kind of walk through the guitar part and kind of try and add the voice, and then talk about some things that you could do to get more comfortable with using your voice with the guitar. So we're going to start out on a G major chord, and when we play G major, first finger goes to the A string on the 2nd fret, second finger on the low E string on the 3rd fret, and third finger on the high E string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord. And that's for the We Wish You a Merry at the very beginning. And then from the G, we're going to be going to a C major chord. When we play C major, first finger goes to the B string on the 1st fret, second finger on the D string 2nd fret, third finger on the A string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that'll get your clearest sound with that. And that's our Christmas we, and it sounds really, really happy. And then from C, we're going to be going to an A major chord. When we play A major, first finger goes to the D on the 2nd fret, second finger on the G string 2nd fret, and third finger on the B string 2nd fret, so it's a big party on the 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A major, and that's kind of our Wish You a Merry, Wish You a Merry. And then from the A, we're going to be going to a D major chord. And when we play D major, first finger goes to the G string on the 2nd fret, second finger on the high E string on the 2nd fret, and then third finger on the B string on the 3rd fret. And then if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D major, and it sounds really, really happy. And that's our Christmas we, Christmas we, Christmas we. And then from there, we go to a B7 chord. When we play B7, first finger goes to the D on the 1st fret, second finger on the A string on the 2nd fret, third finger on the G string on the 2nd fret, and the pinky on the high E string on the 2nd fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a B7 chord. It sounds really nasty. And that's our We Wish You a Merry, Wish You a Merry, Wish You a Merry. And then from the B7, we go to an E minor chord. When we play E minor, first finger goes to the A string on the 2nd fret, second finger goes to the D string on the 2nd fret. If you strum all those together, that sounds an E minor, and that's our Christmas and a Christmas and a. And then from there, we go back to our C major for the happy, and then we go to a D major chord for the new, or at least you can kind of sneak one in there. And that'll be the weirdest part, actually. It's kind of that D for the now, or new, and then we go back to G for the year. And that's kind of our chorus through the song, is we G wish you a Merry C Christmas, we A wish you a Merry D Christmas, we B7 wish you a Merry E minor Christmas, and a C happy D new G year. So you may want to kind of just practice that just like we just did, actually, just a down on each of the chords. I call that blocking. Now the actual kind of meter of the tune, though, is kind of a 3/4, and this kind of feels like a waltz traditionally. Where one of my favorite strum patterns is kind of a down, down, up, down. You kind of feel things in the threes. So you have the G with kind of a down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So it's kind of like a waltz. So you kind of feel that 1, 2, 3, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So the weird part is when we get to that C and D at the end, actually, you could kind of half those with the C with a down, down, up, D with a down, up, before you go to that G major at the end with the whole strum pattern. Probably the weirdest part. So you may want to kind of isolate it, just that C down, down, up, D with a down, up, or you could even just kind of stay on the C if you wanted to kind of make that really, really easy. But C with a down, down, up, D with a down, up, for the happy D new, happy new. So that's a little weird there. But one thing that I really like to do with a song like this too, to kind of practice just my voice, is just vamp on a chord. So you could kind of take just the G chord and just try that down, down, up, down a lot. And then you could try and get your voice in on just what you'd be singing over that chord. So you could practice, we wish you a merry, wish you a merry, wish you a merry, kind of like a broken record. And I call that loop practice, because you're kind of looping the idea over and over. We wish you a merry, wish you a merry, wish you a merry. And you can take the C with that same idea. Christmas, we, Christmas, we, Christmas, we. And then you got the A for that. Wish you a merry, wish you a merry, wish you a merry. And the D, Christmas, we, Christmas, we. So you can kind of take each chord and just kind of hardest part is that C with the happy D new. So you're doing your C with the down, down up, D with the down up, C happy D new, and then G for the year. So we put it all together. We'd have we wish you a Merry C Christmas, we a wish you a Merry D Christmas, we wish you a Merry E minor Christmas, and a C happy D with the down new G year. And then from there, then we kind of go into kind of our bridge or verse part. And so if we tried that same idea through that part, we have G for the good tidings, we tidings, we got the G for the year, bring, and then A, you and your D can. And then we just want the G for the good tidings, for the G Christmas, and a Christmas, and then we can kind of do our next C and D that same way we were doing before with the C with the down, down up, D with the down up, for the happy D new, and then the G for the year. So all the way through that whole part, you'd have good tidings we bring to a